Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon and welcome back to the 2025 Brawijaya Communication International Conference BCIC. Distinguished participants, glad that you have rested, and it's now time to proceed with the next keynote sessions with our keynote speakers. We will have great sessions from Associate Professor Dr. Azhar bin Kasim from University Utara Malaysia with the theme of detecting AI-generated fake videos, something that we have been concerning on. And from Professor Dr. Prahastiwi Utari from Universitas 11 Maret Indonesia with the theme of indigenizing digital communication, the colonial dialogues between Indonesia and Western frameworks, something that we're currently focusing on our conference. These sessions will be moderated by Dr. Yuyun Agusriani. To the Honorable Mrs. Yuyun Agusriani, the screen and time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang dan selamat datang kembali di Brawijaya Communication International Conference 2025. Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, saatnya kita ikuti sesi berikutnya bersama keynote speaker kita. Kita akan mendengarkan Associate Professor Dr. Azhar bin Kasim dari University Utara Malaysia dengan tema Detecting AI-Generated Fake Videos dan juga Profesor Dr. Prahastiwi Utari dari Universitas 11 Maret Indonesia dengan tema Indigenizing Digital Communication, Decolonial Dialogues Between Indonesian and Western Frameworks. Adapun sesi ini akan dimoderatori oleh Dr. Yuyun Agusriani, dan kepada Dr. Yuyun kami persilahkan.
Okay, thank you so much. The master ceremony today must be mine, Mbak Chia, for your time. Okay, hello everyone. And also I would like to greet our guest lecturer today. A very good afternoon to our honorable speakers and also all the lecturers. Good afternoon, and also all the students which is already joining with us in our PCC, the fifth our international conference today. Yes, okay. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Yuyun Agusriani, and I am the one of the lecturer from the Department of Communication Science at Universitas Brawijaya. So, before we start, I would like to welcoming you all. Thank you for joining and coming in this second session of our international seminar, BCIC. And I found this is a great pleasure to be here and to lead to this second session. And everyone, today we will have the Honorable Dr. Azhar bin Kasim from University Utara Malaysia, and also the Professor Prahastiwi Utari from Universitas 11 Maret Indonesia. And later on, Dr. Azhar will speak on detecting AI-generated fake videos, which is the master ceremony has already said that this has become an issue recently. Especially today we have AI generated that possible for us to generating videos which is fake actually. So, and then this is going to be continued by Professor Tiwi, which who will present Indigenizing Digital Communication, the colonial dialogues between Indonesian and Western frameworks. And before we begin their presentation, allow me to briefly read our speaker's professional profile. I would like to start from the first speaker, Dr. Azhar bin Kasim. Dr. Azhar is the senior lecturer at University Utara Malaysia, but I would like to sure whether Dr. Azhar is already joining with us. Dr. Azhar, good afternoon. Let me try for once more. Dr. Azhar, have you already joining with us? Good afternoon. Okay, might be Dr. Azhar needs some time to join with us. He is still getting ready. to join. So, Dr. Azhar is the senior lecturer at University Utara Malaysia. He specialized in media studies and also digital journalism and political communication with over 30 years of experience of both in academic and journalist areas. Dr. Azhar also has already published extensively on media framing, digital transformation, and also information ethics. And he is also active speaker in international conference. And later on, we will have Professor Prastiwi Utari. So before I read his professional profile, might be better for me to greet also Professor Prahastiwi Utari. Good afternoon. Assalamualaikum, Bu Prahastiwi Utari. Have you already joined with us?
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, thank you, Professor, for spending your time discussing with us and delivering your insightful thought later on.
Thank you.
Yes, and I see you today. You are really great and a healthy and happiness situation. Oh, this is really nice to see you on screen, I mean. Okay, yeah. Student and also lecturers, Professor Prahastiwi Utari is a professor of communication science at Universitas 11 Maret, Indonesia. Her research focuses on indigening communication theory and decolonializing knowledge by integrating Indonesian cultures, values such as rasa, gotong royong, and musyawarah into global communication frameworks. She has also published widely and continues to inspire dialogues on cultural communication and digital ethics. This is really nice to discuss about intercultural communication, Professor. So, students and also lecturers, together their insight, our speaker insight, promise us to connect the two vital conversation today about technology transformation of communication and also cultural in meaning. In this session, I would like to inform a little bit to our honorable speaker that we are going to have few segments, which is each speaker later on will share the thought insight for around 30 minutes. And then afterward, we will continue with the question and answer session. So without further ado, I would like to have your permission, Professor Prahastiwi Utari, because seems that right now Dr. Azhar is not joining with us yet.
It's okay.
So would you like to please start this conference? And all the students, everyone, let us begin this enlightening session. And please welcoming with me our first speaker, Professor Prahastiwi Utari. Would you please give us applause to Professor Utari? Professor Utari, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mbak Yuyun. The audience, maybe you can call me Butiwi. I prefer to call me Butiwi. Okay, I will present what I want to discuss with you in this afternoon. Okay, hang on. I will put my share screen. Okay, good afternoon, respected colleagues and fellow scholars. I'm deeply honored to be a part of this important, the 5th BCIC 2025, with a conversation on decolonising communication for inclusive society. The ideas I'm sharing today emerged from a broader ongoing research project that explored how Indonesian digital practices can inspire theoretical development in the communication studies. Why I'm interested? Because in this presentation, I will focus exclusively on the conceptual dimension, on how we might rethink communication theory through a decolonial lens grounded in Indonesian culture, logic, and digital realities. My presentation today stems from a continuing concern. This is very my concern, because that digital communication studies in Indonesia are often positioned at the periphery, treated merely as empirical cases rather than as theoretical contributor. I believe that Indonesian digital practices deserve to be heard as epistemic voices, not as a data to confirm existing theory, but as a sources to enrich and even receive them. In my opinion, theory should not only travel from the West to the rest, but also from the local to the global. And this time, let's start to make a discussion. In this third session, I would like to invite you, especially for the student here, to understand, to make discussion how we can make digital media practices in Indonesia as a reservoir of theory that can stand alongside and even expand upon existing Western communication theory. So my presentation aims to propose an egalitarian dialogue of communication theory between Western and Indonesian framework. And then the other one to demonstrate how we have Indonesian digital practices. This is very special, with digital practices in Indonesia can expand existing global communication theories. And then the third one to position Indonesian as epistemic contributor, not merely an empirical side of communication theory. This is that we want to make a discussion in this afternoon. The background of the that I want to make discussion today is related to the theoretical imbalance. If we look at our discipline, communication studies, the major theory of digital communication, very specially, such as uses and gratification, we know the theory of social presence, we know the theory of deliberate democracy or media richness that we can use in the digital communication. Mostly of the theory we know that originate from Western epistemology. Meanwhile, we have digital practices in Indonesia, such as online collaboration, digital empathy, collective ritual. All of them are rarely theorized. They remain regarded as local cases rather than conceptual partners. This produces what I call an epistemic imbalance, a condition where knowledge flow only in one direction, like I put in this paper, from the West to the rest. And then the other one, from the center to the margin, from the theory makers to the theory users. The problem is not only geographical inequality, but in my opinion, this is epistemological inequality. Who has the right to define what communication is, and who is only considered as culture actor? So in discussion, our task then to rebalance this flow. How we make to rebalance this flow? by reinterpreting local practice as theoretical resources. And then the question is, how can Indonesian digital practices enrich Western communication theories? This is the big question that we want to discuss. The fundamental question, how we can align digital media practices with Western theories and even expand on these theories by providing specific characteristics based on Indonesian culture. In discussion, I will discuss two Western theories. This is the good example related to digital media practices. The first one, I will discuss the attentional social present theory that will from Turner and Forbes 2018, which is an evolved through aggregation and integration theory. This is the first theory that I will discuss today. And the second one is the transactional affordance theory of social media uses from Fackelberg 2022. And then from two Western theory, I will then compare these two Western theory in examining digital media practices in Indonesia to explain how these practices complement existing Western theories. Meanwhile, from research related to digital media practices in Indonesia, I will explain two Indonesian digital practices that I argue function as theoretical reservoir for global communication studies. The first one that we call digital gotong royong, the practice of collective solidarity on platform like kitabisa.com, which goes beyond Western notion of crowdfunding by emphasizing empathy, reciprocity, and moral obligation. And then the second one, I will put digital empathy, effective and moral responsiveness across online networks, expressed through emotional resonance rather than rational persuasion. These are not merely cultural phenomenon, in my opinion. They are conceptual entry point to rethink what communication means in the digital era. And then we can start for the discussion, the first theory that we called attentional social present. This theory is achieved from the social present theory. Maybe all of the communication study of the communication student already know about this theory. This theory is achieved from the social presence theory that created by Short et al. In 1976. And that time, so that see that the social presence of the communicator would determine the success of communication. With the advent of interactive digital media, there has been a shift in the concept of social presence theory. There is a shift that we call the attentional social presence. That is it from Fackelberg 2018. There is a role of relationship control in viewing social presence. If in 1976, so said that the presence of someone in the communication is very important, but in the Turner and Forbes 2018 said that equal in the role of relationship control in viewing social presence. And then attention social presence equal with the mutual attention, responsiveness, and control negotiation. And then the theory focus on who controls the flow of interaction, who get attention, and then how participation is sustained. This is quite different when we already use media social presence theory that now. And then With this theory, we make dialogue with the Indonesian media digital practice. Let me see. We can then compare the Western theory of the attentional social presence, this theory that we can already look at this, with the practice of digital empathy. I will compare with the digital empathy in Indonesia. Digital empathy is in Indonesia is not merely recognizing other feelings as in the West, but in Indonesia, maintaining social balance and harmonious relationship that we call rukun if we use digital empathy in the digital space. Digital empathy is a part of Indonesian ethical communication practices, namely how humans maintain humanity and then what we call teposliro and harmony in anonymous and algorithmic digital spaces. Digital on research empathy like Mirzam et al. Conduct in 2024 relate to how Indonesian Red Cross WhatsApp reminder show teposliro and genuine care just to remind people to become blood donors. This show that it strengthens togetherness even among strangers online. So we can look at that in digital empathy, it's equal not just information exchange, but there is emotional connection. It's quite different with that we look at with the theory in the West, with the theory of attentional social presence. And then what we can find from dialogue, attentional social presence versus digital empathy. If we discuss the theory of attentional social presence by comparing it with the practice of digital empathy, we will find the following comparison of social presence concept. We can use the comparison of social presence. In the Western version of attentional social presence, it appears that individuals only focus on mutual attention and control when communicating. Presence is equal with the awareness and regulation of other, and empathy equal with psychological and intersubjective. Meanwhile, the concept of social presence in the practice of digital empathy in Indonesia focus on collective feeling and responsibility. And then presence is equal with moral togetherness and shared care. And empathy is equal with culture rooted in teposliro and solidarity. So to compare with the two theories, from control, there is an epistemic shift from control of attention. In the West, it's become to share moral responsibility in digital spaces in Indonesia. And the implication for global communication theory, we can find that comparison between the theory of attentional social presence and the practice of digital empathy in Indonesia actually has implication for global communication theory. The first one that I write it was challenged Western view of presence as mere attention or visibility. And then the second one, it adds an effective ethical layer. Present come as a care and share feeling, or we call there is a digital rasa. And it means redefine the concept of present in communication, not only to be seen, but to feel with and for others. And it means expand social presence there is a moral relational presence. So it means that position Indonesia we can call as a theoretical contributor in human technology culture communication. This is the first theory that I will compare. And then the second theory that I'll compare with the practice media digital in Indonesia. This is from Western framework that we call transactional affordance theory of social media use that from Falkenberg 2022. We attempt to compare with the digital media practice in Indonesia is the transactional affordance theory of social media uses from Falkenberg. This theory, the real, integrate three classic perspectives we already know. Student of communication already know with the concept, the selective exposure theory that coming from Katz 2073, and then selective exposure theory from Zillman and Bryan 1985. And then the second one is the differential susceptibility to media effect model, Falkenberg and Peter 2030, and then conditionality theory, Francina in 2018. From these three theories, create a unified view of media as dynamic, contextual, and transactional. And then we can look at theory building in the West from synthesis, and then they make dialogue, and they make extension, and they make recontextualization. So from epistemic form, theory evolution that we look at from Western framework, it's happened with through internal synthesis within Western paradigm. And then we look at from Indonesian model, it's quite different what we find in the Western model. If the Western model, we find that a theory building through synthesis, dialogue, extension, and recontextualization. But in Indonesia, digital media practice can be compared to transactional theory of social media uses. With that we call digital gotong royong practices. We can use the concept of uses and gratification to compare with digital gotong royong. If we look at the theory of uses and gratification, this is very specially from individual needs. And then with the digital gotong royong, like we look at kitabisa.com, this is shift to collective moral gratification. It's not only from individual needs, but it's already to collective moral gratification. Driven by solidarity, empathy, and shared responsibility. It's quite different when we look at the theory from the West, uses and gratification. If we look at digital gotong royong. The outcome we can get from the comparing these two concepts is the formation of a conceptual shift from cross-culture synthesis to epistemic integration. There is a shift theory from cognitive that transactional and then shift to moral relational paradigm. And then what we got from indigenation is not equal, in my opinion. Indigenation is not equal rejecting the West, but continuing the tradition of synthesis with a new culture direction. So I'm not proposing, for the audience, I'm not proposing a rejection of Western theory, but rather I advocate what I call an egalitarian dialogue, a horizontal respectful conversation between Indonesian practices and Western frameworks. Indigenizing theory equal continuing evolution, not rejecting the West. Here, what we already discussed, we found a shift epistemic center from attention, transaction, control, a shift that in Indonesia, we got a rasa, gotong royong, or a musyawarah. And then in Indonesian part, we find cross-culture synthesis to a global epistemic dialogue. And then what implication for global communication theory? The way we compare Western theory with digital media practices in Indonesia carries the implication that the first one show that both Western and Indonesian theorizing rely on synthesis, but we have differ in epistemic direction. Western model integrate within the same ontology. Indonesian model integrate across ontology. Indigenizing theory extend the trajectory of global communication thought toward epistemic plurality and coexistence. So we can call that theory building in the global south continue, not contradicts the tradition of synthesis, yet open a new horizon for us, from theoretical aggregation to epistemic integration. And then what we got from epistemic synthesis, we can find that digital communication, what I have brief explained, we can conclude that indigenizing digital communication, it's not a rejection of global Western theories, but a co-creation of theory. From this one, we find that digital media communication practice in Indonesia have a unique characteristic that add to existing Western theories. We find that dialogue that we can do with the theories can replace hierarchy and then can replace control. Care can replace control. Dialogue can replace hierarchy. Care can replace control. And harmony with the what we can do with the practices of digital communication in Indonesia can replace only transaction as a communication. So the result, a model ecology of communication grounded in relational ethics in Indonesia. And then, what is the conclusion? Maybe I talk very straight. In conclusion, indigenization of communication theory, it's not about romanticizing the local, nor rejecting the global. It is about rebalancing the epistemic ecology, where Indonesian ways of knowing can coexist and converse with others. Through this effort, we move from being knowledge consumer to knowledge producer, from the periphery of global theory to its equal co-author. Our end goal is to build a harmony-based communication framework, a theory rooted in Indonesian specific, such as gotong royong, musyawarah, relasi, and relevant to the global world. Indigenizing digital communication, we do not just study Indonesia. We speak from Indonesia to the world. Thus, we are not only researching Indonesia, but also developing theories from Indonesia. for the world. And the last one, I will say that before I finish with the discussion, thank you very much for your kind attention. And then I hope this presentation contribute to our shared goal that building a truly inclusive and decolonized communication science. May this idea enrich our collective effort to develop a communication theory that is more grounded, fair, and equal in the eyes of the world. This conceptual exploration is a part of large effort to build bridge between empirical finding and theoretical imagination, between local wisdom and global discourse. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Tiwi, for your insightful ideas. And I think what I can note it here is this is very interesting for me. This is my first time also for knowing about indigenizing digital communication, because as I heard from your explanation, it was, you know, coming into my head that understanding communication right now, this is not solely we can just like following other culture, but yes, yeah, Professor. Not only like solely we can just follow other culture, especially Western culture, because actually indigenizing digital communication, this is a part of egalitarian dialogue, which is explaining that the indigenizing digital communication, it is a very we are talking about communication in the Indonesian context. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. This is very interesting because some of our audiences today are coming from student which is also taking intercultural communication, Professor TV. So I think I'm going to invite the floor to join with us for the discussion and also sharing thought. Okay, everyone, if you have any question, please, I would like to give the first session for the discussion for the three audience first, and then Professor TV will answer your question, and then we can continue for the next question and answer session. So please raise your hand. So whom I can start?
Because it's very special for the student. Because I'm very concerned if student conduct a research, they just always choose a Western theory. But
Correct.
in my
Correct,
opinion,
Professor.
sometimes it's not fit with the condition in Indonesia. So it's my concern to tell the student, if we use the from the Western theory, we look at the idea that we just not only use, but we can, because I find in some research there is too pushy to use Western theory.
Western theory.
Yes.
Yes, Professor, I agree with you because after hearing from you, from your material today, from your topic today, I feel like there was like a deeply insightful on the on how the perspective of digital communication can be actually tracking down into local epistemologies.
Yes.
And this is also very fit with our cultural context. This is also reminding us that technology and communication are actually never natural, but always shaped, like what you explained before, always shaped by power, history, and also identity. This is a very interesting, I mean, for discussing on how Indonesian culture today and then dragging this Indonesian culture into digital communication. Yeah, if you challenge this to convince your student to use Indonesian theory rather than the Western theory, this is a part of challenge. Might be I will also try after this meeting to look at firstly into Indonesian theory. Our original scholar, I mean Indonesian scholars also might be, because they will like more fit with our research. I think when we are talking about, when we are researching about Indonesian people. Am I right?
In my opinion,
Yes, Professor.
Mbak Yuyun, because the real problem, we
Mhm.
just look at in Indonesia, for maybe all of the student only look at, okay, we learn, we studied about Western communication theory. And then,
Mhm.
well, when they conduct a research, they still use the Western concept to
Mhm.
the Indonesian. But I know that we don't have any real Indonesian
Scholars
theories
theory.
related to maybe like media digital practice. We don't have very special theories from Indonesia, but we can use the Western theory that we can that I call this is we dialogue with the Western theory. So we can find that the Western theory or the Indonesian practices with the media digital maybe can explain more useful from the real one theory that I want to say to my student that
Mhm.
if we use the Western theory, don't forget it's quite different with our Indonesian culture. So we must put the real one, what we have. It's quite different with the Western concept. Like I
Okay.
told
Understand.
with the presence, with the presence,
Situation.
social presence in communication only with the Western theory, with the individual commitment. They just only say if we have a communication, the present is someone is coming together. And then with the Indonesian concept, it's quite different.
Mhm.
In the empathy digital empathy is quite different. We have a responsibility to see why others coming and then why we can go together, and then it's quite different. So this
Yeah.
one we can use that only not only from the Western culture that individualistic,
Yeah,
but
correct.
we have collectivism
System.
society. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Professor. And yeah, I was thinking also that might be this is also influenced by the national trait. Yeah, the national character, which is Western, they are more individualistic, while we are Indonesia, we are more collectivist. Of course,
Collectivist.
this is going to influence the way we communicate and interact with others. Okay, Professor, I think we can hold this discussion further because we have here Kyle Christo. He wants to address discussion with you also. Please, Kyle.
Okay.
Come up your question.
Ardelia Rizlina Anwar, you raise your hand.
Actually, Kyle Christo has already chat me, text me that the
Okay.
yeah, okay. Kyle, are you there? Can you come up? Okay, maybe we can go to the next audience. Oh, okay. Kyle seems unmute because because the committee, would you please help us to unmute all the audience? Sorry. Sorry, Professor. Okay,
It's okay. It's okay.
so who's the next audience who wants to raise a question? Because I couldn't see here all the audience in my screen. Would you just come up?
I saw Ardelia
Oh,
Zerlina.
Adelia.
Ardelia
Okay.
Zerlina.
Okay, Adelia, would you please just come up your question here?
Okay,
Thank you. Yes,
can
I
my
can hear.
voice? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry in advance because my device cannot open its camera. I'm so sorry, but I want to say thank you for the really insightful material from Professor Tiwi, and it's really interesting because I'm learning intercultural communication with Bu Yuyun and also communication perspective of Asia and Indonesia. There's a one question that I would like to ask. So there's a few Indonesian theories that are being researched by Professor Tiwi, such as digital empathy and digital gotong royong. Uh, I wanted to ask, can these theories apply to other Eastern cultures, such as maybe Africa or China and such? Because Western theories also apply to multiple region, like England and others. That just like that. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Ardelia, thank you for your question. It's a good question. If you asking me, we can digital gotong royong or digital empathy. You asked me that theory. It's not a theory. It's just a practice. I just want to say to you, if you use theory in the Western, be careful that we have maybe some student use uses and gratification related to media use in the media digital practices. But it's not the same with the theory that you read, that you studied from the Western perspective. It's quite different because in Western perspective we use this is individual perspective. But in Indonesia, just like in China, maybe just like in India, just like in every East country, that we have a collectivism, so it's quite different. Maybe they use very special culture of that country to use what the context, what they call as what they mean with the media use, what they mean with the interaction with others is quite different. So if you use I just to remind you, when you use Western theory, is quite different if you practicing in your country or in every country, because they have very, very special culture. It's quite different. So now we know about decolonizing movement, and then we know about something that very special to write in the communication theories. This is the way that we can compare how the Western theory is quite different with national theory that we have it. With the culture perspective, it's quite different. So it can use, it's very important now to compare with the quite different with the two theories. That's all.
Yeah,
for
okay,
my-
thank you. Thank you, but Professor, I think we can continue to Kyle because he has difficulty to join with us with his to raising with his voice. So he already texted us his question. I would like to please allow me to read this. So my question is centered on the epistemic shift from, wait a second, from attention to rasa transaction to gotong royong and etc. In Indonesia, there are a lot of Western companies where it's not surprising if they bring Western values, including Western communication values. Is it actually practical to shift, or read just those values in the context communication to local values, identical to the argument? So I think here is Kyle trying to discuss with us, Professor, that because there are nowadays there were a lot of Western companies which is present in Indonesia. So they also he believe also those companies bring Western values with this, and of course this value will influence the way we communicate, the context in the Indonesian communication. So what do you think about this, Professor?
Okay, thank you for Kai for your question, and then I will try to answer your question. we know that in Indonesia we have a so many Western company with very special, maybe with very special culture with them, and then how we can conduct to adjust with the Western company culture with Indonesian. I think I just remind to anyone or someone that we have we know that Western companies sometimes it's not suitable with our culture.
Culture, correct.
Yeah. So we try to find that how we adjust, and don't forget we have a very special culture in Indonesia that maybe that we call that we just adjust not only from the Western perspective, but how we can adjust from our culture to them. Not only they are they must I think they must suitable for us, but they already know if they have in Indonesia, they live in Indonesia, they must adjust with the culture in Indonesia. In my opinion, like that. I just remind because I ever read some books that we call decolonizing theory, because my special is in communication theory, that we call sometimes we just only look at the Western theory. It's a very the best theory to study communication. But we forget that in Indonesia, sometimes this theory is not suitable for us.
Suitable for us,
Yeah,
yeah.
to explain our phenomenon in Indonesia. There is something just quite different from Indonesian perspective to Western perspective. So we must think about this. Not only just, okay, I have studied this one. This is from Western theory. It must be good, and then no, we just must adjust with the culture of Indonesia. This is my opinion.
Yes, thank you, Professor, because this is also our discussion in my class when my student addressed me a question. If we are become a minority, uh, who should uh, who should make an effort for collaboration, accommodation, and adaptation? And I said this is going to be mutual, not only the
Yes.
minority, not only the visitor, but also us. If we want to have intercultural communication successfully, so both parties need to adjust, need to collaborate, need to understanding the both context, both culture. And I think I agree with Professor that we no longer could always see that the Western things, Western theories is something glowing, something fabulous, but we need also to consider that we have our own value, we have our own perspective, which might not really fit with their perspective.
Yep, I agree with you.
Thank you, Professor.
Yep.
So we are going to continue to the next question here, Buyong Pambudi. Yes, Buyong Pambudi, allow me to read your question. So far, Buyong said that so far we have needed more courage to declare that we are engaging in dialogue between Western theory and Indonesian condition. Therefore, we haven't yet dared to create a research design that uniquely Indonesian. I don't really think so because Professor Tiwi has already done it. So, can we engage in dialogue between theory and Indonesian condition to create a strong theoretical framework? Yeah, I think, yes, Professor, I think Buyong like a doubt that we are scholars, Indonesian scholar has not yet done the research, which is Indonesian context with Indonesian theory context. So might be you may confirm him.
Okay. Thank you, Buyong, for Buyong Pambudi. I agree with you. And no, I think it's in Indonesian researcher. I think that not of them aware to use Indonesian perspective. They only use Western perspective in their research, and they said, okay, it's already I already conduct a research, and then they will pride with use the Western
Oh,
theory.
okay. So they're more pride for using
Yeah.
Western
And then
theory
they
rather
don't
than
think that
Indonesian
it's
theory.
not suitable for the Indonesian condition. So we must brave to use this Indonesian perspective, but we just compare with the I aware we don't have Indonesian perispatial communication theory, but we can use I just suggest you Mas Buyung, we can use Western theory, but it suitable, but it's very, very special condition with the Indonesian perspective, especially with the culture. Because like I told you, because we use like theory of usage and gratification. Uses and gratification. If someone use the media, we call sometimes uses and gratification. We use the media, how we gratified from the use of the media. We must remember that theory coming from the Western. Individual. Uses and gratification, this is for individual. It's very individual perspective. But in Indonesia, we cannot use the uses and gratification with the individual perspective, especially for digital practice.
Digital
We
practice.
can use this is because in Indonesia, if the practical digital, we just use this is the collective. We still think others, not only just us as individual. If you write something in the media digital, you must think about someone, not only your personally.
Our own needs.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
This
Oh,
is in my opinion. So don't forget, we must adjust with the condition with Indonesia. If you use the Western theory, and then we must brave to do this. Not only proud if we already use the Western theory, but it's not suitable, the real one with the condition in Indonesia. That's good, Yuyun.
okay, thank you, Professor. I think this has hit me because, yeah, I do believe with your premise previously that a scholar, Indonesian scholar, they more pride for using
Yeah.
Western theory rather than Indonesian theory. So start by now, I think I need to explore more about Indonesian theory and then try to use it in my research. Okay, thank you, Professor. Now we have here, okay, we have already have three student or three audience has already raised their question, and now we coming to our second session, Professor.
It's
Before,
okay.
yes, okay, it's okay. Thank you,
It's
Professor.
okay.
So. Yes, Jasmine, sorry for could not speak with us because there is something with your computer. I think this is yeah, this is Jasmine. Okay, Jasmine said that maybe I haven't explored enough about Indonesian theories because most of the theories discussed in college are from the West. I think she accused me also. If we follow local theories that might have different backgrounds from Western theories, for example, Western theory tend to emphasize individualism, while local theories prioritize togetherness, collectivism. Did local theory will applying local theories make us fall behind? What do you think, Professor?
Okay, thank you for the question. It's coming back to in my opinion, is to make aware for the student. If you use the Western theory, you just not only rely on the Western the theories, but you must rely on the condition of the phenomenon in Indonesia because it's quite different. So if we want, I'm aware that we don't have very special Indonesian communication theory. We don't have it. But we can adjust from Western theories with the local condition in Indonesia. And we could find maybe there is extend the theories, the real Western theories. So we call existence of the theories. This is this one. Not only just okay, if I already because Bu, in my college they already taught us about Western theory, blah 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 blah. We just know about the Western theory, Bu. We don't know about the Indonesian perspective. Yes, I'm agree with you like that. But you must aware, if you use Western theory, you look at the local perspective of your phenomenon, whereas in Indonesia is quite different. Maybe sometime, maybe next time, or we can find a very special theory from Indonesian perspective. But no, we can use Western theory, but it's suitable. We can extend, we can expand, we can find the new perspective with the Indonesian. How we use the Western theory with the Indonesian context. That's very important. Not only just, okay, if I already use the Western theory, it's already finished with my research. No, not that, not just like that. We must criticize the theory. Where's it suitable for the condition with Indonesia, and then where's it's not suitable for the condition of Indonesia. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Professor, that actually the theory is a part of the concept that we use to analyze our phenomenon. The things is with theory that actually fit with our phenomenon, that's much more important. And now we are trying, I mean, Professor Tiwi tried to convince us, try first with Indonesian theory. And then if you could not find any theories in Indonesian which is could explain your phenomenon, then you may go and then you may switch to Western.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Professor. And yes, Professor, actually we are now has already Dr. Azahar. Yes, okay. Maybe we can have one more question and then we can continue to Dr. Azhar to deliver his thoughts for the today presentation, Professor. Okay.
Did Dr. Azhar already coming? Already joined?
Yes, already. The committee told me that Dr. Azhar actually has already joined with us, but probably to sure about this, I would like to greet him. Dr.
Okay.
Azhar, have you already joined with us? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, selamat
Oh, that's
petang
good.
dari Malaysia. Selamat petang dari Malaysia.
Oh, selamat petang dari Malaysia. Oh, Dr. Azhar, so glad to see you in our screen. Yes, we are waiting for your coming to share your thoughts today. And we
Yes.
were starting with Professor TV. I'm so sorry
Yes,
that, and then
Prof.
we continue
Nice
with the
talk.
discussion.
Nice
Okay.
listen to you about the theory, Prof.
Yes.
11
Thank
Maret.
you,
Yes.
Prof. Azhar. Yep.
Yes, okay. Maybe we can continue the discussion after the Dr. Azhar delivering your thought, Professor TV. What do you think?
Yep. It's okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And yes, audience, everyone, we are now have Dr. Azhar already joined with us, and I would like to give the floor to Dr. Azhar. Dr. Azhar, the floor is yours. I think there is a Dr. Azhar. Is it okay with your internet connection?
Yes, wait.
Okay, because you were freeze in some
Yeah.
moment. Okay. Okay, please, Dr. Azhar. We are waiting for your insightful ideas in this presentation.
Okay, wait.
How was the weather in Malay, Dr. Azhar?
It's a raining season.
Oh, okay. Similar also in Malang.
Yeah.
What about in Semarang, Professor Tiwi? How was the weather there?
I'm in Solo, Bu Yuyun.
Oh,
not in
Solo. Oh,
Semarang.
sorry.
Yep.
Yes. Sorry.
It's raining
And
too.
so,
It's
and
raining.
raining too. Yeah. Okay.
It's very cloudy and raining.
Yes, and even like 2 days ago in Malang, we had like a thunderstorm or something.
Yes, in
Yes.
Solo, the same too.
Solo
We have
also.
thunder. Yep.
And it is resulting some houses damage.
Yep.
Yes. Because I saw from my neighbors' videos. Okay, Dr. Azhar, are you ready?
Yes, wait. I find my slide right now.
Okay, okay, thank you.
And I will share. Become a third speaker, I think should be shorter a little bit because everything have been discussed already. Okay.
Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
To all the professors and participants from Brawijaya. Then I saw my logo inside the conference in Brawijaya. Then we are very close friend between Brawijaya and also University Utara Malaysia. And then now we are busy with we are around of the corner for convocation for Wisuda at University Utara Malaysia. And then I get involved in Wisuda management. But it's okay. I try to share my a little bit research on detecting AI and generated fake news, fake account, fake video as a qualitative analyze. Then I proud with Brawijaya or Ube because I saw 336 participants online. Wow. It's very hard to get in Malaysia to have participants in the big contact like Brawijaya can manage. Okay, my name is Dr. Azhar Kasim. I'm an associate professor from School of Multimedia, Technology and Communication. And then my research focus on digital media, all the data-driven journalism, and also digital media and politics. And then my area that I would like to share to you today is only how to detect AI. How to detect AI on your videos. Because my paper, I will publish soon, but what I'm sharing to you is not 100%. But I'm doing this one because of the current situation, even in the world right now, is artificial intelligence. Everybody talking about artificial intelligence. Even most of my PhD students also doing digital content. Content is a king. And also we are talking about AI. If I can say in Malay, kebangkitan video palsu yang dihasilkan oleh kecerdasan buatan or artificial intelligence, we are considered as deep. Now, one of the case study having in Malaysia, when the imam during the fighting between Israel and Iran, when the imam asking me, because the line is not good, when the imam asking me, doctor, how you want to detect the real video or not a real video, or somebody are looking for the money when people view the content. Example, Takbir, Allahu Akbar. And then there's one video was mentioned, Rudal Iran, cross the Iran, cross everywhere with the image of attacking the Israeli. There is something that they are doing using AI or they are using as original one. But most of the imam, people in the masjid, rather they are live or they are view, it doesn't matter, but they already paid as a content for people who create the content from the AI. Now, the challenge is whether we are trust something that we have to go to see how this happen to our life. Keasliannya di mana? Whether we can consider as asli atau tidak asli, or we consider which one palsu, which one is not palsu. That is the example of Israel videos, and then how to detect that whether it's a fake or real news, and then which software that we are going to use to make sure that we can detect the fake news, deep fake video, or anything was doing by AI. It's a very small research have been done by my team. We are using qualitative literature review-based analysis, and then we go on how we can combine to make sure everything's okay. We need to combine. Not 100% we are using a robot. We are not 100% using AI. We are not 100% using human, because we have to accept the technologies. But at the same time, you need to have media literacy or literacy media. Okay. Now, in our generation, like me, I'm maybe not so familiar with AI. But the young generation, they are so familiar with AI. And then also another term that we are using is generative adversarial network, GAN. And also we always mention about diffusion. So when we have this item, the critical thinking in this one, we can go to GAN, that is generative adversarial network, that we can recognize the content is a fake. Okay, for example, now with new generation, we see that how manipulate by algorithm. So what we can see here is misuse, sometimes misinformation, identity theft, and political manipulation. In terms of political manipulation, not only from Indonesia, even Malaysian also, they have a lot of political manipulation on the videos, on the content have been created by the AI. The issue is we have one, they call individual have depending on visual. They are depending on visual, and also the framework that we are doing, they call penilaian heuristic. That means we can learn something, how to make sure the content is fake, because we have our own experience. Okay, so now we have to make sure that human detection also sometimes fail, and then we have to mention that need to hybrid human machine framework to make sure that we can detect anything that deep fake. Okay, then another one here, our research question is very simple. How can fake news can be identified and differentiated? And then what is a tool and software can we detect AI generated fake news? There is a thing that I would like to share with you in this session. Okay, it's a lot of literature review have been covered by this one. For the young generation, I think it's a new era of AI. You have to look on this matter. For example, Jet Li, G and all motion detection using GenVidet dataset, apparent motion and geometric clue, and then we have a biometric, and also we are talking about defect analysis. We are talking about motion manufacturing method, and then this one also, when you are talking about AI, you are talking about the ethic also. But the ethic will be a continued discussion from the old generation of media anti-AI issues. Okay. And then this one we are using qualitative method, data source from peer review and report detect, and then thematic approach, and then you are using triangulation to get the ethic compliant. And then from our research, we have detect that there's a 3-item theme have been discovered. For example, a human-centered detection, and then we are talking also about technology-driven detect tool, and also media literacy, human awareness. I'm sorry, this one a little bit technical, but I can explain to you later what it's all about. In Bahasa Melayu, we can say that penemuan ini, we can say that is kita kemahiran dalam kognitif yang berbeza. Our cognitive thinking should be sometimes different, but as a human, we understand the total of information have been coming to our life, so we can detect that walaupun even the individu kadang-kadang mengenal pasti something was not right and then have been manipulated, but you can still giving some pertimbangan untuk mengesan which one is a AI. You can be detect which one AI because the identified of the videos have come from the human-centered. The human-centered, I will share later what human-centered need. They need to have literacy media. They need how to know the software, and also they need to know the thinking about the human-centered detection. And then if you go for the second one, technology-driven detection tool, this one, you have to understand that most of people in AI now, they try to create anything that can get more visible for them, and then they can get more money with the creating the content, and then they will confuse me. Hello.
Yes, Dr. Azhar, seems that the internet connection, the connection little bit trouble over there. I saw your picture freeze right now.
Human-centered detection, and then we are talking about technology-driven detection tool. So it's a lot of technology detection tool that we can use to check whether the content can be used or considered as original or not original. It's a fake. Okay, so that one we have to understand that, because it's a lot of tools even TikTok. They go for TikTok. The most they are viewed based on their algorithm, and then based on their interest. For someone go on politics,
Ya, Dr. Azhar.
teacher review, you have
Dr. Azhar, I'm so sorry. I have to let you know that your connection is not really good. This is up and down.
wait,
Yeah, I'm so sorry to let you know.
no problem. I try to connect with another internet. Wait, wait. Okay, better now.
Perfect.
Can you hear me? All right.
Perfect.
All right. So when we are talking about media literacy, we are talking about human awareness. Now, we need to make sure that everybody have to have media literacy, because without media literacy, we having problem to detect the fake news or the fake videos.
Videos.
Okay, so from our research have been mentioned that we have human-centered detection. That is the thing that human have to be play a major role. And then another one, technology-driven detect tool, and also media literacy. I think the media literacy is still a biggest issue that we can do it in our generation right now, because fake news is everywhere, and then the fake news become a critical issue right now. And then with the new technologies right now was been doing by AI, they will become another question, how to recognize this one. Only people have media literacy, people have human awareness, can help to make sure that the algorithm that are sending to us can be so-called we are gatekeeper to make sure that something we are not believe 100%, something we are believe maybe 50% from the content. Until right now, we have a tool, but we still need people to detect whatever that robot doing, whatever that AI doing, because we still have the combination between robot and also the human. For example, here to detect accuracy, virality, this one, detection on accurate the content, and then also you can see most of the content right now that I mentioned when the Imam was asking me, is it every day we have the content that Iraq attacking the Israel? Every day they post in their Instagram or in TikTok, and then the Imam said, how could we know this one is fake or not? I said, you have to understand the media literacy in terms of information. Sometimes the information was not correct, only creating by somebody else. Okay. Cognitive bias and heuristic effect judgment. Sometimes if you don't clear what is a cognitive heuristic effect is something that you have to, how to say that in Bahasa Melayu. Bahasa Melayu, you have to make sure that you can get it, membolehkan atau dapat membantu seseorang mempelajari dan mengetahui sesuatu perkara, mengalaminya sendiri. In Bahasa Melayu, in Bahasa Inggeris, you have experience on that. So you have to understand the cognitive bias, and then you have to understand the heuristic effect judgment. So you have to make a judgment. Still, human can play a major role here. All right. And the human spot contextual error better than pixel anomalies. This one, again, we always mention that. I always talking about robotic journalism. I always do research on robotic journalism. How journalists, now most of reporters are using AI to writing a news. But again, some of the area still you cannot use the 100% AI. You are not depending 100% on AI. So that means the human spot conceptual had been applied in the human-centered detection. Okay, and then best used on AI assistant. Again, AI assistant is best used. You cannot deny even the thesis now they are using AI, but we can see the sentence when the student using AI. The same one when we detect the content of videos. So we need to have a skill that there is AI. There is AI. It's a lot of things inside the TikTok. We have a lot of snake, a big snake, and then sometimes come out in our algorithm because there is AI. And then we go to a technology-driven tool. We have a lot of things here to do CANNS multimodal system achieve is a 95% of accuracy. And then we have also poor generalization to new model to reduce accuracy sometimes on the videos. So our limitation sometimes we're not up to the standard. Even we are using technology-driven tool. And then, for example 2 is deepware scanner, sensitive AI, Microsoft Video. All right. This one is example how nowadays people can detect the AI video using this platform to make sure that you understand a little bit on what is deep fake videos, sometimes what is a deep fake news, and then sometimes we know what is a content, fake content and everything. So again, here I'm talking about media literacy, awareness, education crucial for long-term prevention. So the education we have to, even sometimes, Prof, we are from the old generation. We think that, oh, we don't need that education on IT. I always mention to my student, even I'm old, I'm going to retire within 2 or 3 years now, I still creating my media literacy on technologies because we need that. Even docent, lecturers, we need that. Because without that, we're having problem right now. Because our generation are going to fly with AI, we still not go to AI. So that's why, for example, my university pay the money to all the lecturers to become customer for AI. Because the university pay the money because they want all the lecturers update their RAM to make sure that they understand. Because again, this one is education crucial for long-term prevention and awareness. And then media literate users like trust and fake news, so we can literacy, we can know that which one is a fake, which one is not fake. And then again, I mentioned to you, ethical regulation framework reinforce the trust. Another one here, I try to become fast because someone tagged me only 40 minutes because we are running out of time, but I will try. Cross team summary of this research is sometimes we are inconsistent accuracy, and then we also using AI tool, and then precise be quickly updated because AI tool also is updated like handphone also, they be updated all the time. And then literacy build resilient need long-term effort. We have to understand, even media lecturers have to understand what is thing that we have to transfer to the student in terms of artificial intelligence. And then we also talking about integrated defense. We need to have AI. It's ourselves. Now AI is my life. Even I'm using AI to create the PowerPoint, and then I'm also believe that I'm still human, and then I still believe public have to understand what is going on outside of the world right now. So this is the table that I create just to giving you the clear pictures what was going on in the AI. Because, for example, here, team is we focus on individual perception, cognition, and then in technology driven, we are talking machine learning, deep learning, CAN-based, and then also multimedia, multimodal model tool. And then we are talking about on focus, human-centered learning and media literacy. We go on visual and audio because we cannot run away with video and audio. And then we also have what we call that strength. Our strength is human can be identified, contextual and behavior mismatch we can detect. And then also on technology driven, we are talking about high accuracy of control setting that we can do it. And then human-centered learning, we have to empower individual on true critical thinking, resilient long-term preventive solution. We cannot run away with that. And then on limitation, detection accuracy, sometimes inconsistent because our behavior we sometimes we are, we have situation that we can accept a few things, we cannot accept a few things, and then technology driven detect tool and AI model generally is a tool quickly updated by deepfake technologies in advance. Social media compression reduce the accuracy. It's a lot of things happen. And then we also have under the limitation also human frequency underperform compared to AI. That's why we still human. We need to work with AI because the technology are going to be faster than us. That's why they say human frequency underperform and compared to AI, and the awareness required time and sustain. I agree because this is we need to have sustainable implementation. And then on relevant of the study show the human detection. Sometimes we have to highlight need of collaborating between AI and human. I still mention that human and AI can be a good approach with deepfake video, and then directly address, for example, identify available detection tool showing in their effectiveness and gap. Sometimes detecting tool also we need to have if they have a gap and effective, and also reinforce by showing the human observation combined with literacy. It's a major thing that you have to finish your discussion here is human and also the human and also something here is we have to work together, human and machine both necessary for effective detention, and then emphasis on accessibility and ethics, and then promote cross-discipline collaboration because sometimes the lecturers was mentioned that, we cannot accept AI in your thesis, yes, but you have to use AI accordingly. The same thing that I mentioned again, we can use AI to create the video because AI, they will create the video very fast, but we need to give a real input. I mean, the human being should be there. So with that note, thank you very much. Is any question? If you want the full papers, I will send to you later. I try to make it fast because you are running out of time. So hopefully that my technical presentation, Prof, a bit different because there is a very technical because we are from multimedia technology. We still have human. Our school have communication. We have school media, and then we have school multimedia. So that's why ours is different. Even when I'm talking to Ibu Riza, I'm talking about society. How society? Because I'm not 100% go for theoretical and everything, but I contribute something on society, what the society have to do it in new era of artificial intelligence. I'm sorry about my technical thing, right? So my conclusion again, no single solution ensure keaslian, and then combine technical tool, institutional policy and awareness. Again, we have to do that, and then deep fake detection, both technical and then society is a society challenge to make sure that our deep fake video can be detected. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Azhar. I would like to say that this is a very interesting research, and even like an opening my eyes. Your presentation even like making me understanding and making me aware that I think also all the audience now become so aware to look twice the video that we see online, the video or news or whatever that we see online, because like the sample you share really show how advanced and sometimes scary on how AI generated content has become. Yeah. Okay. Now I think we still have like a 10-minute left for the discussion. Let's open up the floor for some question and might be reflection from Dr. Azhar. So everyone, please feel freely to raise your hand, or might be you can just jump in. Okay, please. Is there any? Okay, might be. I would like to check from. Yeah, this is from Pak Fikri. Yes, Pak Fikri is one lecturer of in our department. Pak Fikri texts us that may I some question. I have several questions for Professor Azhar and Professor Tiwi. Firstly, for Professor addressed to Professor Azhar. In simple terms, what are the main characteristics of fake news generated by robot journalism, so that we can easily distinguish it from genuine news? Furthermore, does the use of AI, robots, or software pose a threat to the autonomy of journalism in producing high-quality news? So I think this first question addressed to Dr. Azhar was that you may respond directly, Dr. Azhar, before I go to Professor TV.
Okay. We believe is a lot of fake news come out in algorithm, and then the fake news coming because of the development of artificial intelligence. All right. Sometimes even I'm Malaysian, you know. So I receive the videos from Indonesia, sometimes from Thailand, you know. So when I give you another example, when I saw the videos and then they are talking about the snake, the big snake, and then the big snake are moving on the road. The big snake is moving the road. Recently, if you have noticed in Thailand, they've one big snake. You know, they create the big snake, and then the big snake have moving together with another big snake. So definitely this one, you can see in logic, cannot be that way. Cannot be that way. So as human, you can detect already that one is a totally fake. Totally fake. Because there is, I mentioned to you, there have 3 items. Human, media literacy, and also the tool. Okay, for example, you want to have a tool. You want to have a tool. Okay, if you want to have a tool, it's a lot of tool was been mentioned in the presentation just now. It's a lot of tool we can use, we can download, and then we just put the content is inside the tool, and then they know there is a deep fake. There is a keasliannya dirosakkan because of the content. In terms of journalism, I would like to ask, I would like to answer this question. I would like to ask myself also. Last time, when journalists come to the function, journalists on the field, and then journalists will get the news, and then journalists will publish the news. That is a journalist. I've been there for almost 18 years in the media. But nowadays, we still at the office, and then someone sending something to us, and then from there we can put in the AI will doing for us, and then we will do some editing, and then we will publish the content. Now the question is the ethics coming. That's why most of media students, we are giving them one semester to understand the ethic, to make sure you understand the ethic. You are not simply using AI for the sake of telling lie to the people. You need to use AI as a tool to help you to produce the news. So this is something that human-centered detection, something talking about technology that we can use. For example, here CNN model, so we can use that software. Is a lot of AI power tool that we can use to help us. At the same time, we can detect which one is a fake AI. It's a fake news from AI. It's a fake video from AI. It's a lot of propaganda right now using AI. I think it's a lot also in Indonesia. It's a lot also in Malaysia right now. So again, we have to understand we are need to have awareness, and then we also have to have media literacy or literacy media in Malay. So I hope that I can answer to you. Tool I can mention Deepware Scanner, Sensitive AI, Microsoft Video. So I can share the tool to you all. Actually, we from universities, we have all these tools. Actually, we have all these tools in multimedia. So now we explore more how the student have to understand which one is a content AI.
Okay.
Yeah, we bought that one because our universities now try to have the Faculty of Engineering on Artificial Intelligence.
Okay. That's really nice, Professor.
We are going to that
The
way
direction.
Yeah, that direction.
The direction. Okay, Professor TV, please hold for a moment because we have Pak Arif here. He wants to address a question for Dr. Azhar. Pak Arif, would you please like a short question?
Okay, thank you for the time, Bu Yuyun. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Okay,
wabarakatuh.
thank you for the time. Professor Azhar, it's very interesting about your presentation in AI generated. I have two questions. From my notes, given the role of generative adversarial networks atau GANs and diffusion models in creating highly realistic yet deceptive content, how can the hybrid human-machine frameworks approach address the failures in human detection when distinguishing fake videos, particularly in the content of misuse for misinformation, identity theft, and political manipulation? And what are the primary challenges in integrating human intelligence with AI systems? Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Pak Arif. So please, Dr. Azhar.
Yeah, one of the model that I mentioned to you is GAN, right? The GAN is something that how we can detect the GAN into our business. Our business is how to detect AI in era of artificial intelligence. The GAN have been using for to make sure that we have more how to say that we are using the gun to make sure that we can get we can identify the fake news, and also we can detect the unnatural movement, and then we can detect also texture distortion, and then we can detect also on violent on geometric rule, and then the gun also we can use to make sure that we can using generalized ability untuk membolehkan kita mengurus konten itu apabila kita appear when we are appear with the key, because the key of generated video is apparent, motion, and geometry. So based on this one, we try to come out something that we are not 100% depending on GAN, but we are using GAN as our guideline that we can move on with a lot of things, especially to solve, for example, Gen video decks. We have to solve with a lot of dual brand 3D transformers and everything. So we are using this all technical part to make sure that the process to detecting, using software one more, to detecting the content of the AI. I hope that I can answer to you, but I will send you the whole papers so you can read from there, and then you can get more detail on what we are doing in Malaysia, and then we can also combine the research between Malaysia and Indonesia later in terms of the shape the content of videos. All right, I think hopefully that I answer you on the 100%. I cannot answer you. I will send you the paper and then you can read from there.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Azhar. I think this is the last discussion addressed to Professor Tiwi. Professor Tiwi, Pak Fikri said that just like Malaysia, Indonesia, we hold religion values in our society. So in your point of view, Professor Tiwi, using checkered text like ayat-ayat, I mean, Al-Quran, or might be a Bible or whatever, in the theoretical foundation or theoretical framework for analyzing communication phenomena, will it be okay? Or any idea, please? And then the second one, he addressed that, is this approach that appropriate, and what challenge might arise in strengthening and gaining comprehension for within in the academic community? So do you think if this is okay to use checkered text, will it be a challenge attached, and then how to deal with it? Okay, thank you.
Okay, for you was mentioned in the context of non-Western society, such as in Indonesia, religion hold very strong influence. Yes, that's why, Prof, when I mentioned, I'm referring to my state. My state is Kedah. Kedah is an Islamic party, have been strong in Kedah, and then anything about videos about Islam, anything videos about Palestine is deep in their heart. It's part of their life. They love to see that, but sometimes they doesn't know there is only fake video. They doesn't know only fake video. That's why I mentioned Allahu Akbar. They put some scat, and then they put some videos from another film and everything. They put that, and then they put some of center of Al-Quran inside the videos. Maybe center Al-Quran, because I'm not expert in Al-Quran, terjemahan or everything, but they have been done that one. Who will check the real, the keaslian, the videos? But these people, especially that Islamic people, have value. That one is the kemenangan untuk Iran dan Islam. Because of that videos, million people view. So how to make sure that
this one is fake
or not fake?
Or not? Okay.
This one, no. And another one, if we say that they are not good in media literacy, they already view that one, and then the owners of the video will get the money already. Definitely will get the money, even it's a fake. Clear? So based on this one, I don't know whether we can using now in Malaysia, even Indonesia now, we have a lot of ulama, and then a lot of people create the content with kalau bangun pagi, you have to read this ayat. All right? But the visual is different, but the content, the voice over are different sometimes. It's close to our this one. The issue is, Prof was mentioned, is it Now, who will check the ayat? Who will check the ayat? Because everybody now, they can do it. They do it. Just do it for the sake of money sometimes. They just do it for, sometimes they say, oh, the Muslim
Viewers.
community love to do that. Love
Yes.
to view that. That's why I need more people to view. That is something that we have to go. And then as a theoretical foundation or theoretical framework analyzing communication phenomena, it's very communication phenomena, Prof. It's very communication phenomena, but not many scholar now. Not many scholar doing that because it's technical. When our friend Fitri was mentioned, the GAN, machine learning, is very technical. NLP right now is very technical. Not many scholars have been done that one. But again, later it's become common like possessive communication also later. But not our generation. Maybe next generation they will know, oh, this is AI is a part of the old style of research. But nowadays it's still new generation. Is it the approach appropriate that what challenge my rights? And then, okay, again, yes, academic communities now, again, I mentioned to you, we are from multimedia. The management push us to do something with artificial intelligence. And then before I start the forum here, I was joining. I become chair for another meeting with Malaysia and Russia. We have it in Langkawi, and then I will bring the team from University Utara Malaysia to do the exhibition on artificial intelligence (AI) in Langkawi, and also we go for Islamic and also halal. So, but again, we are focusing on AI as exhibition for Russian people in Langkawi. So that's why our university toward that, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Azhar. And I think the close remark I would like to give to hear the point of view from Professor Tiwi.
Okay. Thank you. It's very special for Pak Fikri. I just want to remind for our colleges related to the communication theory. Indigenization of communication theory, for me, it's not about romanticizing the local. It's not the romanticizing of the Indonesian local, but nor rejecting to the global. In my opinion, this is about rebalancing the epistemic ecology, where Indonesian ways of knowing can coexist and converse with others. This is my reason. Through this effort, we can move from being knowledge consumers to knowledge producer. Use this one. From the periphery of global theory, we can move to equal co-author of the theory. And then our end of goal, we must build a harmony-based communication framework, a theory rooted in Indonesian perspective. And then I just want to add that Indonesian have unique characteristic and add to existing Western theories. I just want to say like this to Pak Fikri. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Tiwi and also Dr. Azhar for your engaging and thought-provoking presentation today. And I don't really want to talk more because I think both of you, Dr. Azhar and Professor Tiwi, together this talk remind us that the future communication is not only about advancing technology, but also about deepening our humanity, ethics, and also cultural awareness. So I would like to express our sincerely appreciation to both of you, Dr. Azhar and also Professor Tiwi, for sharing your insight, and all of you, the audience today, for your active participation. So we hope that today's discussion will continue to inspire our collaboration, of course, and also critical reflection and developing the innovation to work with the communities. Thank you for once again, and we look forward for seeing you in the next session. Okay, thank you, Professor, and thank you, Dr. Azhar. Keep healthy and happy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Bye. Have a nice day.
Nice day too, Bu Yuyun.
So, audience, I'm going to give the floor to our master ceremony today. Master ceremony, would you please come in? The floor is yours.
The moderator, and thank you for our key speakers for refreshing our minds that despite the fact that everything is grounded from the Westerns, but as the time developed, we have built so many foundations for us in the future that actually research related to communication science or strategic communications is not really relevant again if we really only reflect based on the Western perspective, but instead we must reflect them into our local context, local and contextualized communication problems and strategies in Indonesia or in Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, the next event would be parallel session starting from 2:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. And before we proceed to the parallel sessions, we would like to deliver some important news. First of all, tomorrow, November 10th, we look forward to welcoming you back in this Zoom platform to continue with the program starting at 7:30 a.m. Western Indonesia time for the parallel sessions. And before we conclude, there are several important informations as well regarding the follow-up for publications. So for all presenters, we provide the opportunity to submit your full paper by November 15, 2025. Detailed informations and reminders will also be sent through the WhatsApp group. Later, there will be a roundtable blind review process to select and recommend your manuscript to the journal managers partnering with BCIC. The results of this review process will be announced via email and also in the WhatsApp group. Lastly, for all publication processes, whether in journals or proceedings, that may require a fee on an article processing charge or APC. The information will be communicated transparently to each participant. And before we continue, I would like to remind everyone not to leave the main Zoom meeting, but to leave to the designated breakout rooms that the organizing committee has already spread to the participants.
Baik, hadirin sekalian, acara selanjutnya adalah sesi paralel untuk pukul 14.30 hingga 17.00 WIB. Kami persilakan kepada seluruh peserta dan juga presenter untuk memasuki breakout room sesi paralel yang telah ditentukan. Pada setiap breakout room akan terdapat person in charge yang akan membersamai Bapak dan Ibu semua sepanjang sesi paralel. Dan selanjutnya, saya ingin mengingatkan bahwa besok kita akan berjumpa kembali di Zoom ini untuk mengikuti kegiatan di hari kedua yang akan dimulai kembali dengan sesi paralel yang tidak kalah menarik yang akan dimulai pada pukul 7.30 WIB. Bapak Ibu semuanya, sebelum menutup acara terdapat beberapa informasi penting yang akan disampaikan, yaitu mengenai tindak lanjut publikasi. Bagi seluruh presenter, kami memberikan kesempatan untuk mengirimkan full paper sampai dengan tanggal 15 November 2025. Informasi detail dan juga pengingat akan kami sampaikan juga melalui grup WhatsApp. Nantinya akan ada proses roundtable blind review untuk menyeleksi dan juga merekomendasikan naskah kepada pengelola jurnal yang bermitra dengan BCIC. Hasil dari proses review akan diumumkan melalui email dan juga grup WhatsApp. Dan terakhir, untuk semua proses publikasi, baik di jurnal maupun proceeding, yang nantinya akan mensyaratkan biaya atau Article Processing Charge atau APC, akan disampaikan kembali kepada peserta secara transparan.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now you may proceed to the designated breakout rooms. I'm Ivan Bimantoro Wahid, and my partner,
RH Krisanti dan Kamila Ananda.
We would like to express our gratitude for your presence, and we would like to apologize for any inconvenience or any mishaps that we have created today. I'm Ivan.
And I'm Tia.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Enjoy the parallel session. Ampun kan? Ladies and gentlemen, we have shared the screen regarding the designated room from room 1A, room 1B, and to the last room, and the specific informations regarding who are designated to each room have already been informed to the WhatsApp group, and it's also available on the timetable or the schedule that we have shared before. If you have any challenges or something that hinder you to come to the breakout room, please let the organizing committee know. So perhaps we can help you to get into the breakout rooms.
Para hadirin sekalian, sekarang sudah tertera di layar mengenai daftar breakout room dan juga anggota breakout roomnya, dan di grup WhatsApp juga sudah tertera untuk anggota yang akan memasuki breakout room terkait. Maka dari itu untuk para peserta sekalian boleh dicek melalui grup WhatsApp untuk daftar breakout room dan juga anggotanya. Terima kasih.